go. Good afternoon, lords and ladies, kings and queens, princes and princesses. Welcome aboard Fauna. My name is Matt, and I will be your storyteller today as we cruise through Storybook Land. So please, make sure to keep all fingers, hands, and arms, legs and feet, all the way inside the boat, remaining seated and supervising all children. Now to enter Storybook Land, we have to pass through the jaws of Monstro the whale. Oh no! But not to fear anyone, because this is the very same whale that swallowed up Geppetto and Pinocchio. And Pinocchio's a smart puppet. He built a fire deep inside Monstro's belly that made him sneeze so hard, achoo! He blew his tail right off, leaving him only half the whale he used to be, and that's one whale and a tail. But it gives us our very own special entrance into Storybook Land. Now coming around the corner here to your left-hand side is the cave of the big bad wolf. He's always trying to huff and puff his way across the canal to his neighbors, the three little pigs on the right. Now Fifer Pig there built his house of straw, Fiddler Pig built his house of sticks, and Practical Pig did the practical thing and built his house out of 100% wolf-proof brick. And just around the river bend to your left is the village where Alice grew up. Now Alice loved to sit down there by the river daydreaming about a golden afternoon. So one day, her curiosity got the better of her, and she followed a little white rabbit down that rabbit hole, off to Wonderland, where her adventures became curiouser and curiouser. Now over here to the right in the center of the canal, that's London Park. This is the very same park that Wendy, John, and Michael Darling flew over with Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Please sit down, sweetheart. Off on their way to Neverland, where they never, ever, ever had to grow up. Now up ahead of us is the city of Agrabah, city of mystery and enchantment. Now atop the hill there you'll see the Sultan's Palace that overlooks the busy marketplace down below, where Aladdin first met Princess Jasmine. Now they say Aladdin was the Prince of Thieves, but the only thing he stole that day was Princess Jasmine's heart. We are now underneath the sparkling rose-covered arches that Aladdin and Jasmine flew over, sideways and under, off on a magic carpet ride into a whole new world.
Why are we going first?
Now at this time I would like to remind everyone to please make sure to keep all fingers, hands, and arms inside the boat, and don't touch anything unless you're the diamond in the rough, because we are entering the Cave of Wonders. Where Aladdin and Abu discovered the magic lamp over there on the left that contains an all-powerful genie who granted Aladdin 3 wishes. Over to the right is the cottage of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Now if you look carefully past the cottage there, you might catch a glimpse of the sparkling jewel mine where the dwarves still whistled while they worked. Over to the left-hand side, you'll see the Blue Roof Chateau of Cinderella, where she grew up with her evil stepmother and 2 wicked stepsisters, but with some help from the fairy godmother and a pumpkin carriage, of course. Cinderella found her way to the ball in the beautiful castle atop the hill, where she met her Prince Charming, danced the night away, and now lives happily ever after. Now over here to your left-hand side is an unusual display of desert blooms and flowers. It's our giant patchwork quilt, made up of over 23 different types of desert blooms. Now legend says that late on the cold winter nights, giants will come here and they love to come and sleep underneath our giant, comfy, cozy patchwork quilt. Now you may be wondering to yourself if the trees and plants here in Storybook Land, if they are real, and yes, they all are. They're miniaturized by a very special process known only to a few of our Disneyland gardeners, and the head gardener herself here in Storybook Land, Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell made this guy.
Why?
That's why it makes the time.
Now, just down the canal here to your left along the banks is the modest home of Mr. Mole from the Wind and the Willows. Just beyond that is the not-so-modest home of his best friend, Mr. Toad. But, you know what? I don't think he's home. I think Mr. Toad has gone out for yet another wild ride to nowhere in particular. He better watch out where he parks his car, though, otherwise it might get towed. To your left there are the 3 Dutch windmills. The mill in the center there is the old mill, famous for sheltering forest animals from a bad winter storm. And up ahead is the Alpine village of Geppetto and Pinocchio. Now Geppetto carved a little wooden puppet right there at his wood carving shop along the river's edge, wished upon a star, and with the help of Jiminy Cricket and Caution and the Blue Fairy, Pinocchio became a real boy. We're going to be hanging out here for just a second, folks. Now we also where Ariel took her very first steps on land after making a deal with that sea witch Ursula, but with Prince Eric's help, Ursula was defeated, and they now live happily ever after in their beautiful seaside palace. But the Little Mermaid wasn't always part of our world. She once lived under the sea with her best friends, Sebastian and Flounder. You can see the underwater kingdom of King Triton through that waterfall on the left. But like all stories, our story is now slowly coming to an end. So please remain fully seated with all those fingers, hands, and arms all the way inside the boat as we approach the dock. We will all stand up together in the center of the boat on the count of 3. And on my magical count of 3 only, we don't want anyone to find Nemo the hard way. I'd like to thank you all for joining me here aboard Fauna today, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day here at Disneyland. And may all your happily ever afters come true.